basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This game in Houston marks the start of a homestand for the Rockets. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
Well, they played extremely well to get this win streak, Kevin, but right now they're in the midst of a game where it might not continue. The team they're facing wants to end the streak that they're on right now.
Yeah, and the longer the streak goes, the bigger the target on their back becomes. So especially now when they're facing a team as tough as this, that probably feels like it should be the one on the winning streak.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 5. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverley, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game. He's one of the smallest guys in the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Leonard with a screen on Beverly. Parker kicks to Leonard. Parker against Beverly. 6 to shoot. Good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Rockets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Now here's Beverly. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Harden dishes to Capella. Howard setting the pick for Ariza. The offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Harden. Lets it go with a 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Outside Aldridge. Pulls it from 20. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Aldridge has got his second basket of the night. Home is the San Antonio Spurs, winning their last game against Indiana.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Now here is Aldridge. He had 10 points in the win against Indiana.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Kicks it out to Ariza. Lets the 3 fly. Ariza with another miss.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Here's Beverly following the bucket by the Spurs. He feeds it to Capella. He dishes it to Ariza. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the 3rd fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
He took good advantage of that screen. And that's now 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
So both teams making some changes here. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach for the Rockets just a moment ago. He talked about the respect he has for the game of LaMarcus Aldridge and how tough it will be for them to slow him down, saying Aldridge is tough because he can score facing up or with his back to the basket. And with his length, it's tough to bother his shot. We'll look to deny him the ball when we can and just try to make it as hard as possible every touch. Kevin, we'll see how successful they are.
Thanks again, Doris. Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size, that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7. Okay, so that just lets you know. The only other hands comparable to that is Dr. J.
Ooh, huge.
Taking 2 shots.
And for Manu Ginobili last season, not his best. Down in every measurable category since his rookie year. He's 37, myriad of injuries. You know, but Greg, there's still something so special about that player.
Yeah, I mean, so much of his game is about movement. And Kevin, after 13 full seasons and factor in all of the international competition, you're going to have to start to show some wear and tear, and that's been the case for Manu.
Excellent point. He played 4 pro years overseas before the NBA. Spurs have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Anderson outside. Pass to Mills. West against Jones. Anderson passes to West. Anderson outside. He gets it up. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Rock has to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but the great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pop's and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence, and that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk one. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter.
Hey.
And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
Tony Eunice and Howard, the post pair. Patrick Beverly out there with Thornton. And it's Ariza in at the 3 slot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Ariza's got 6 points. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Rockets?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition. In a season where everyone in the Southwest made it to the playoffs, you just knew it was going to be a war of attrition night in and night out. Still, the Rockets managed to come out on top in the division.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Parker against Beverly. He dishes it to Howard. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
That's his first personal foul.
And the Rockets were just 8 up and 8 down in the Southwest Division. But Clark, they won the out-of-division games they needed to in order to take the division crown.
Exactly, and it was a tough year to do that because the division was so tough. It was actually the first ever Southwest Division title for the Rockets.
The Rockets making a switch here. Harden's checked in. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. Second free throw, no good.
And guys, Dwight Howard's an interesting guy, one of the most physically imposing players in our league, and yet he's known for his lighthearted, almost playful nature.
Now here's Beverly. He has 6. To the paint. And the rejection by Leonard. And Parker, here we go. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And for Howard, his parents raised him to keep a smile on his face and stay upbeat and remain positive. He's done all those things and still competed in the rough and tumble world of pro basketball.
Yeah, and yet some of his peers and contemporaries have gone at him. Durant, for instance, Kobe Bryant called him soft. Byron Scott questioned his desire. Guys go about their work in different manners.
Good. And no matter who it is, that kind of team isn't going to get it done.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Feeds it to Green. Duncan outside. Nobody near Leonard. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. And that's now 9 points for Leonard.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players. Passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
They double him with Green. Ariza with it. Now Green defending. Ariza goes in. Just 4 to shoot. And yes, sir, that one drops. Ariza's got 11. We're getting back to Duncan's rebounding. He's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. He's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Terrence Jones is checked in for Capella. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terrian for Patrick Beverly. Hands of the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. Monty Eunice is checked in for Dwight Howard. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Now here's Harden. And get a load of his scoring totals. Huge numbers for him. An average of just about 29 points a game. Brewer with the steal. And now here comes Terry late in the break. Poked away and stolen by Aldridge. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Throwing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Terrence Jones.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and you'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have him.
Jones, no luck.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes. Clark because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that. Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
The Rockets making a switch here. Thornton's checked in.
All right, let's go.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And it's Terry off the drive. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And the Rockets lead by 1.
Oh, nice double pump finish there. Strictly for the fans.
Kicks it out to Ginobili. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him.
And there's Terry. Dishes it to Thornton. The 3. The shot is off. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Spurs out in front,